Hey, what's going on, guys? It's GB Smokescreen here, back for a brand new video. This is a custom deck introduction video, I guess you could say. Basically, how these work is I have made lots of custom decks on Duelingbook. Lots of custom decks. Like I have like 5 or 6 in total. And basically, this video is going to be the introduction into one of the archetypes that I have made. And then in the next video I'll probably make the next video maybe like, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I don't know. But this is just going to be the introduction to the deck and everything. Just show you just show you the card effects and the actual cards. And then the next video will be the duel with these cards. Because I don't want these videos to be like an hour long. So, yeah. So this deck is called Honor Knights. We got Noble Knights, but not Honor Knights, so I got the Honor Knights here. The Honor Knights is basically how they basically work is if you can get they have just like normal effects. They have normal effects and everything. But if you can get their synchro monster on the field, their effects are basically stronger. They have stronger effects if you can get their synchro monster on the field. And that's what this archetype is around. Alright, so they basically just have basic effects if the synchro monster is not on the field, but the synchro monster is on the field, then you get bonus effects, basically. You'll see what I mean when I go through these. Anyway, let's get through the first card. And the first card is Honor Knight GALAHAD. Honor Knight GALAHAD, he's a level 4 Dark Warrior monster, Pendulum monster as well. He's Pendulum Scale 5. He has 1900 attack and 1000 defense. His Pendulum effect is, once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can special summon one face-up Honor Knight Pendulum monster from your extra deck. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight GALAHAD once per turn, and you cannot special summon any monsters except Honor monsters. His monster effect is, if this card is normal or special, summon, you can add one Honor Knight monster from your deck to your hand, except Honor Knight GALAHAD. If you control Honor Knight Royalty Ruler, you can special summon that monster instead, and you can only use each effect. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight GALAHAD once per turn. Sorry, it's like a little cut off there. But anyway, this card is just a basic ass searcher. He's just a basic searcher and everything. And if you have the synchro on the field, then he summons the monster instead of searching it. And then if he's in the Pendulum Scale, if the synchro monster is on the field, then he just summons a Honor Knight Pendulum monster from the extra deck for free. Alright, now I had to give all the Honor Knights Pendulum abilities where you can only special summon Honor monsters, because honestly, no pun intended. No, that's not really pun, is it? No, it's not. Okay, anyway, basically because I did that, the reason I did that is because the deck, it can be a bit broken once the synchro is on the field. So I had to like weaken it down by saying you can only special summon them. So that's why I did that. Anyway, that is GALAHAD. I will just cut the video and I will show you, and just, I'll go right into the next card. Okay, so here's the next card. Next card is Honor Knight GARETH. He is level 4 Dark Warrior Pendulum monster, Pendulum Scale 5, with 1800 attack and 1200 defense. His effect basically is, once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can destroy one monster your opponent controls. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight Arthur. Oh, I think his name was Arthur before. I named him Arthur before, and I guess I never changed it. Okay, my bad. I'll have to change that. Anyway, so you can only use this effect of Honor Knight GARETH once per turn. You cannot special summon any monsters except Honor monsters. His monster effect is, if this card is no more special summon, you can add one Honor Fortress card from your deck to your hand. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can place that card face up on your field instead. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight Arthur once per turn. Okay, I guess I never changed it in general. Okay, his name is Gareth. His name is Gareth. I just never changed the card in the text. We gotta change that. Anyway, Basically, this card is just to search out the Honor Fortresses, which I will show you in a moment. Basically, the Honor Fortress is their field spell and their continuous traps. That's basically what the deck was. That's basically what the cards are. Their traps and their field spell, so they can actually, get a bit of protection for them. And also, this card can also pop a monster off if he's in the Pendulum Zone when the Synchro's on the field. So, yeah, just so you know, all their Synchros, if the Synchro's on the field, they get their Pendulum abilities. If the Synchro's not on the field, then they just have the ability where you can only special summon Honor monsters. So, yeah. Anyway, let's cut this and I'll get right to the next card. Okay, next card. We got Honor Knight GAHERIS. He's level 4 Dark Warrior Pendulum Monster with 1700 attack, 1100 defense, Pendulum Scale 3. His Pendulum ability is once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight GAHERIS once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon any monsters except Honor monsters. You know what? I'm just gonna, for their Pendulum abilities, I'm just gonna say what they do if the Synchro's on the field, because honestly, because after that, it's just the same thing. Anyway. Its monster effect is, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Honor Fortress card from your graveyard to your hand. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can place that card face up on your field instead. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight GAHERIS once per turn. So this card just basically pops spell and trap cards if he's in the zone, if he's in the Pendulum Zone, and he also recycles your Honor Fortresses. And then and if the Synchro's on the field, he puts them on the field instead. So that's that. Now I'm really gonna try and bang these out because I really don't want this video to get very, very long. Anyway, so that's that. Let's get into the next card. Okay, here's the next card. It is Honor Knight LANCELOT, level 4 Dark Warrior Monster, Warrior Pendulum Monster with 1600 attack, 1200 defense, Pendulum Scale 3. His Pendulum ability is once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can banish one card from your opponent's graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card, and monster effect is, if this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon one Honor Knight monster from your hand or graveyard, except Honor Knight LANCELOT. If you control an Honor Royalty Ruler, you can special summon one Honor Knight monster from your deck instead. And you can only use this effect of Honor Knight LANCELOT once per turn. So this card basically, it can remove cards from your opponent's graveyard if he's in the Pendulum Zone, and he can also bring out more monsters to your side of the field, and he can also summon one from the deck. He can summon one from the deck instead from your hand and graveyard if the Synchro's on the field. You guys are probably eager to see what the Synchro monster does. He's busted. I'm going to tell you this now. So anyway, let's get into the next card. Okay, now we're getting into the tuner monsters. I have two tuner monsters for this deck. First one is Honor Knight PALAMEDES. He is level 4 Dark Warrior Tuner Pendulum Monster. 1500 attack, 1200 defense, Pendulum Scale 3. Now this guy's a long ass effect, so I'm going to read him off the side on the left. At least for his monster effect, probably. Actually, no, I don't. Okay, anyway. His Pendulum effect is, if you have no cards in your other Pendulum Zone while you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can place one Honor Knight monster from your deck to your other Pendulum Zone, except Honor Knight PALAMEDES. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight PALAMEDES once per turn. Alright? His monster effect is, if you control a Honor Knight monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is summoned this way, while you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can set one Honor Fortress card from your deck or graveyard to your side, directly to your side of the field. And you can only use this effect of Honor Knight PALAMEDES once per turn. So basically, he's just a monster extender, so he just instantly summons himself to the side of the field if you control an Honor Knight monster. And he can also fix your Pendulum Scale if he's in the zone while you control the Honor Royalty Ruler. So that's basically what he does, and he's a tuner, so he can actually go into Royalty Ruler. So there's that. Anyway, so there's that. Let's go into the next one. Okay, the last tuner of the deck is Honor Knight TRISTAN. He's level 4 Dark Warrior Tuner Pendulum Monster. Level 5, Pendulum Scale 5, 1400 attack, 1100 defense. His Pendulum ability Sorry, his pendulum effect is, once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, quick effect, all Honor monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense until the end of the turn. And you can only use this effect on Honor Knight Tristan once per turn. His monster effect is, if this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Honor card from your deck to the graveyard, except Honor Knight Tristan. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can send 2 Honor cards with different names instead, except Honor Knight Tristan. You can only use this effect once per turn. So basically, he's a power boosting card if he's in the Pendulum Zone, and he's also a Foolish Burial for the deck. Alright, so he's a Foolish Burial for the deck. If you have Honor Knight Royalty Ruler, he sends 2 as well. He sends 2 instead. So that's what he does. Alright, and he's a tuner, so he can go into the Royalty Ruler. Alright, that's that. Let's get into the extra deck monsters. Okay, so I know you guys are really wanting to see the Synchro monster, but I'm gonna leave him as the last monster of the show because he is very, very broken. Anyway, the next card is a Link monster called Honor Knight Lamorak, rather. He is a Link 2 Warrior Link monster, 1600 attack, Link arrows point bottom left, bottom right, and he takes 2 Honor Knight monsters to make him. His ability, his effect is, if this card is Link summoned, you can add 1 Honor card from your deck to your hand. You can and his other effect is, you can target 1 Honor Knight card you control and 1 card your opponent controls and destroy them. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can target 2 cards your opponent controls instead. You can only use each effect of Honor Knight Lamorak once per turn. So basically, he's a searcher. He searches out your Honor cards. So this could search out anything in your deck. This could search out your monsters, your spells, your traps. It can search out anything. Then he also he has a Scrap Dragon ability where he can pop off 1 of your Honor cards, Honor Knight cards, and a card in your opponent's field. If the Synchro's on the field, you pop 2 of your opponent's cards as well. So that's that. Anyway, let's get into the next one. Okay, the last Link monster I made is Honor Knight Gawain. I think that's how you pronounce it. He is Warrior Dark Link monster, 2400 attack, Link arrows pointing up, bottom left, and bottom right. Takes two or more Honor Knight monsters. If this card is Link summoned, you can draw 1 card for each face-up Honor Fortress card you control. Once per turn, you contribute 1 face-up Honor Knight monster you control to add 1 Honor Knight monster face-up in your extra deck to your hand. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can add 2 Honor Knight monsters face-up in your extra deck instead. You can only use this effect of Honor Knight Gawain once per turn. So this card gives the deck draw power, which I did not give him really any draw power. I gave him a lot of search power though. Alright, and then also he has a Electromite ability where he can keep grabbing them. He can grab a monster back from your extra deck. And then if you have the Synchro on the field, you grab 2. So that's actually really good. Anyway, so that's that. Let's get into the monster you guys are hearing so much about and want to get to know what this man does. Okay. Last monster of the deck is Honor Royalty Ruler. This is the card that freaking pulls off all the shenanigans. Anyway, he is level 12, 3600 attack, 2800 defense. He is a Dark Warrior Synchro monster, and his effect is this. Well, he takes 1 Warrior type tuner monster plus 2 non-tuner Honor Knight monsters. And his effect is, this card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can shuffle cards your opponent controls up to the number of face-up Honor Fortress cards you control. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target 1 Honor Knight card in your Pendulum Zone, destroy that target, and if you do, place 1 face-up Honor Knight Pendulum monster with a different name from your extra deck in your Pendulum Zone. You can only use this effect of Honor Royalty Ruler once per turn. So this card basically is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. He shuffles cards back into your opponent's deck, equal to the number of Honor Fortresses on your field, and he can also pop 1 of your Honor Knight cards in your Pendulum Zone, and then place a new one into your zone that's also in your extra deck. So that's basically what the card does. I did not say face up in your extra deck. I probably should have said that. But anyway, yeah, so that's what Royalty Ruler does. This is the card that makes all the combos possible, all the broken combos possible at least. Anyway, so there's that. Let's get into the spells and traps. Okay, so the first spell I made is called Honor Draw. Alright, it's a normal spell card. This is not an Honor Fortress card. I'm going to save the Honor Fortresses for last. Anyway, so Honor Draw, its effect basically is add one Honor Knight monster from your deck to your hand, but you cannot summon any monsters with the same name as that monster until the end of this turn. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can add 2 Honor Knight monsters instead, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Honor monsters. You can only use this effect of Honor Draw once per turn. So this card is just a basic searcher. It's just a searcher that searches out an Honor Knight that you just can't use for the turn. And also, if you have the Royalty Ruler on the field, you can add 2 Honor Knight monsters instead. So that's basically what it does. It's just a searcher and everything, and that's basically it. Let's get into the next card. Next card is another normal spell card called Honor Reinforcements. Its effect basically is special summon 1 Honor Knight monster from your hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated and it cannot attack. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can special summon 2 Honor Knight monsters instead, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Honor monsters. You can only use this effect of Honor Reinforcements once per turn. So this card is just like, just summoning monsters and then just get back some resources and everything, but effects are negated and they cannot attack. So that's basically what this card was meant to do. Alright, and just like, they're basically just monsters to bring back and you just link summon into them, or you can probably make an Honor Royalty Ruler again. Whatever you need to do. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, we got 4 more cards. Alright, sorry, I know this is a very long video. This is starting to get a bit long. Anyway, next card is the field spell called Honor Fortress, Honor Kingdom. We're getting into the Honor Fortresses now. It's a field spell card, and its effect is other face-up Honor Fortress cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can place 1 Honor Knight Pendulum monster from your deck face-up in your extra deck. You can only use this effect of Honor Fortress, Honor Kingdom once per turn. So this card gives your other Honor Fortress cards protection, and it also gets your Honor Knights in your deck into your extra deck if the synchro's on the field. So that's basically it. So that's that. Let's get into the traps. Okay, so the first trap I made is a continuous trap card. It's Honor Fortress Throne Room. Alright, and its effect is face-up Honor Knight monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, if you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can target 1 Honor spell or trap card in your graveyard except Honor Fortress Throne Room. Add that target to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or effects with the same name as that target for the rest of this turn. You can only control 1 Honor Fortress Throne Room. So this card basically gives your Honor Knights targeting protection. It recycles your Honor spell and traps, but you just can't use them during that turn. So that's that. That's what I made for them. That's another trap I made for them. Let's get into the next trap card. The next card is Honor Fortress Barricade, another continuous trap card, and its effect is face-up Honor Knight monsters you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Once per turn, while you control Honor Royalty Ruler, you can target 1 Honor Knight monster in your Pendulum Zone that special summon that target. You can only control 1 Honor Fortress Barricade. Now this card basically just, gives you targeting protection. Sorry, it gives you destruction protection for your Honor Knight monsters. And then basically, if you have the Synchro on the field, it summons an Honor Knight from your Pendulum Zone. So that's what that does and everything. So there's that. Let's get into the next, and we'll get into the next card. Honestly, I'm just going to say one thing. Honestly, Barricade, I should say that monsters' effects are negated. I probably should say that. I'll probably state that after this video. Okay, finally, we're getting into the last card of the deck, and the last card is Honor Fortress Counterattack. It is a counter trap card, and its effect is, if your opponent activates a card or effect, while you control a Honor Knight monster, negate the activation or effect, and if you do, destroy it. If you control Honor Royalty Ruler, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects with the same name as that card for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Honor Fortress counterattack once per turn. So this card is just a basic negating card. It's just a basic counter trap, and also if you have the synchro on the field, your opponent can't use that card with the same name for the rest of the turn. So that's basically what this does. And you can only use it, and you can only activate it once a turn. So you know what? It's not like you can set like 3 of these down and then you can activate all of them in one turn. So there's that. Anyway, that is basically the whole archetype, guys. All right, these are all the cards right here. Yeah, I put a lot of work into these. These are 15 cards I made for this deck. It's a very fun. It's a fun deck, but it's a little overpowered. If you guys don't think this deck is overpowered and everything, because like, oh, they're not really that broken unless the synchro's on the field. Okay, you guys, in the next video, you guys are going to see how easy it is to actually get this synchro on the field. All right, it's actually really easy. All right, and because of that, like the moment the synchro's on the field, this deck is broken as all fuck. All right, I'm going to tell you this now. All right, so anyway, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, hit the like button down below and subscribe if you are new. Support is always greatly appreciated. All right, this deck, honestly, I put a lot. This is the very first archetype I have ever made. So, all right, so you know, I'd like to let me know what you guys think about what I've done here. All right, let me know if you guys think that this deck is kind of cool. You like the idea, all right, or if you know. Like, let me know some things that I could probably like make this deck a little bit more balanced. All right, because I'm still trying to make this deck a little bit more balanced there, because I still think the deck's pretty overpowered. But all right, but it's what it is. That's basically what it is and everything. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys, all right, like I've already said that. Well, anyway, that's gonna be all for now, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Goodbye.